Alrighty, hosses. So once we created our very first spider, boom, look at that guy. We gave him all the information that he needs. Now he's going to go ahead and call this boot method. So def boot pass himself, and before he actually just starts crawling pages, I need to say that the very first spider that you create, even though that it's created just like all the other ones, it has a little special job. So check this out. Right now in our program, we don't even have a project file. We don't have those data files. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, hey, if you are the very first spider, then you have, kind of an extra task. What we need to do is we need you to first go ahead and create the project directory. Now, after you're done creating that project directory, go ahead and create those two data files. So again, just an empty folder at first, and the name is going to be whatever the user passed in, and then just two empty text files. So once we have those created, then all of the other spiders just pretty much just act the same, just crawl like normal. Now again, we already created those functions right in here. So whenever we want to create a new project, we just call this function and pass in the name of whatever we're trying to create. So I'll just say create project directory. What is the name of it? Well, whatever the user passed in for the project name. Boom, roasted. Now, once it has that folder created, let me get rid of these. Then the next thing it's going to do is it can go ahead and make files and add them to the folder. So I really just like playing around in Photoshop, so that's why I keep going back to here. All right, so create data files, and check this out. It takes two pieces of information. What is your project name and the base URL? So the project name is, of course, the project name, and the base URL is spider base URL. Now again, why do we need to throw in the base URL? Because whenever we create this waiting list for the very first time, we're going to go ahead and add the home page to it. So then the spider knows, hey, what links are waiting to be crawled? Well, the home page first, and then it spiders the rest of your site for you. So actually, when I said you created empty text files, that was kind of a lie. It's almost empty. So after those files are created, what I'm going to do is, again, once we have spiders created, we don't want to just be reading from the files the whole time. We actually want to take these links, convert them to a set, and that is what the spider is going to use. Those sets in memory instead of reading from the hard drive every time. So anytime you want to do that, we just go file to set, take a file of links and convert it to a set. So again, hey spider, your queue, your waiting list that you're supposed to be working with is file to set is this set right here. So the very first time that it boots up or a spider is created, it's going to go ahead and get an updated list of links and save it as a set for faster operations. Now again, for the spider's crowd set this equal to spider crowd file. So there you go. Now, if you notice something, I got a little, it's not really a warning, it's just or it's not like an error, it's just a little warning. It says method boot may be static. So whenever you get this little warning, what it means is, hey, you see this method right here? It really doesn't need to be a class method, because whenever you usually use class methods, say sample, what you do is you use instance variables. So I'll say this spider's name, for example, equals something like that. However, since we made a bunch of class variables and we aren't using a lot of instance variables or variables that are specific to individual spiders, it's saying, hey, you actually don't need to put this in a class. However, since this is actually really related to, spiders functionality, that's what we need to do. So whenever you have a static method in here, you can just go ahead and run this and your program is going to run fine, but it's just proper coding convention if you add a static method decorator. So that's just a little indicator to Python that says, hey, This is a static method, and of course we don't need to pass self in because self is a reference to this class, yada yada, tomato, tomato, but now we don't got any issues. So again, it's going to work fine before, but now you know proper PEP 8 Python coding convention as well.